Hey there, you silly little goose. Welcome back to another video. I did a little bit of digging around the internet and I found some of the weirdest homes in the United States. We have everything from a house shaped like a guitar, all the way to this house that looks like a peanut. The first house I found are called the bulbous green domes in Idaho. I mean, if you first look at these, right away, it kind of looks like a silly little dragon, like sleeping on the ground, like, look at the cute little boy, all he's doing. Then you look at it above, and it kind of looks like a dragon sleeping on the ground? I could find myself living in a bulbous dome. I mean, I already have one. The space seems really cramped, and I don't know if I can do that. I'm a little bit claustrophobic. I need my space. I can't even sit next to anybody on a couch. It gives me like a visceral feeling in my body of just like so uncomfortable. I don't know what that is. I don't really want to make my food in that kitchen. And I mean, I'm not a clean person, but I cannot see myself making a sandwich on that table right there. These photos look like scenes from like a serial killer horror movie. But I mean, hey, at least it's in the middle of the wilderness and you got like a little river you can swim around in, getting a brain-eating amoeba right up the pee hole. Have you guys seen the Flintstone house? Not the one from the cartoon. There's a real life house that this lady made. This lady right here, she is quoted by saying, "I see any dinosaur and I buy it." And honestly, it's not a bad model to live by. You see my room. If I see it, I buy it. I want it, I got it. Is that Ariana Grande? I mean, you got everything you could need. You got Fred Flintstone, you got two holes, and you got a dinosaur. A dinosaur. Look at this. This lady just built this like bulbous, random, beautiful, bright, fun, cheery house in the middle of California and for some reason made it Flintstones themed. That's a fun house. It's very weird, but I could see myself living in here because you wake up every day and you're gonna put a smile on your face. I don't know if I like the inside of the house. It's like a cave and it's got all these weird wobbly things. Like I feel like I'd hurt myself at any given second, bumping myself in anything. But she seems to be having a good time. Honestly, one of my dreams is to just become like a rich old lady and do whatever I want with my money. And I'm poor and a man, so you see how that one's going. Make sure you wave to Mom, Billy. Look, yeah, she's in that car right there. They used her to fuel it. That's how they're moving. Your mother she's dead. Honestly, it kind of looks like a theme park, and I'm not that mad at this one. You better yabba dabba do it, girl. This house is called the Darth Vader house. If you look at it, it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, who would build this? It looks like a fortress for an evil mastermind who's bald and wears like a turtleneck. I mean, looking at a few of these pictures, you cannot tell me that a supervillain does not live here. Is this house on a volcano? Where is this? I mean, I'm not too mad at it. It's a little weird, but it kind of looks okay. But the vibe it's giving off is not okay. It looks like when you walk right into this house, you are given two sets of stairs, two choices. On the left, death, and on the right, it's also death. But I mean, this view, oh, look at the lighting. Okay, I'm not mad. This isn't that weird. This website lied to me. This is actually pretty beautiful. For how beautiful the home is, I think the weirdest part is that they decided to make it look like a baseball stadium for some reason. Like in the backyard here, I feel like there should be a big baseball field. You could put a popcorn stand right here, and then one of those silly little mascots running around your backyard. He probably has enough money for that. Pickle Barrel House! Boys, we have the Pickle Barrel House, and you know what that means. You're in luck, because you've been blessed. Look at this beaut. Round, shape of a barrel. God. I'm pretty sure some dude used to live in this house. He made it. He like did cartoons or something, did stuff with like pickle companies. Classic. Who doesn't? He lived in it as like some cottage on the lake, but then they moved it to this town. It became like an information center, and now it's just a museum. Which is kind of sad because imagine having an Airbnb where you could live in a pickle house. But I mean, it looks literally like a dollhouse. It doesn't look real, which is kind of fun. I strive for this kind of humor in my life. Some people have money and actually use it for the right things, and some people have money and use it for the wrong things. This house comes to us from our friends at Zillow Gone Wild on Instagram. It's this guitar-shaped house, which when you look at it at first, it doesn't look like it's made of real housing material, like it'd blow over in the wind. I think the saddest thing for me is that when you look at these pictures and you look at the inside of the house, it just looks normal. Like, what are we doing? Your house is shaped like a guitar, and you're putting Modern Farmhouse inside? I do not think Joanna Gaines would approve of that. I want to know what this looked like inside before they remodeled it, and by remodeled it, I mean remodeled it, because look at that kitchen. There's no kitchen. Right there, the plumbing's exposed. Dirty little kitchen sink. I mean, the yard's beautiful, got a good view. And you don't really know your house is shaped like a guitar until you take your helicopter that you inevitably have because you have enough money to spend $800,000 on a house that's shaped like a guitar. You know, this one really struck a chord with me. This, my friends, is the Luna Park house. This house looks like it was designed by somebody who had way too much time on their hands and way too much money from their parents. Because at this point, gluing rocks to other rocks is your job. I can't tell if I would enjoy the experience of walking into this house or if I would get a headache immediately walking in and need to leave. See, this space seems cozy though. I would love to have a room where I could just throw pillows around and jump around. It's like that Adventure Time episode, Poohoy. I can't see it, but I feel like there's a creepy doll collection on these shelves. Just giving me those vibes. Seems like outside they have a nice little sculpture garden. Love that. I can't really see them that well, but I feel like some of these are probably effigies for all those evil spirits that the house has invited into the space. This is the Sluice Box home in Idaho. Immediately, when I look at it, I feel like I'm gonna get hate crimed walking in here. Seems like just a bunch of garbage that this man found and kind of put together and turned it into something. Really vibing with that. All the Cluttercore girls could only imagine that this is their space. This is what they strive for. They're putting this up on their mood boards for 2023 saying, God, all I want is Sluice Box vibes. I feel like this place needs to sell t-shirts and I want one of these t-shirts to say, let's get sluice. I feel like that's not too much to ask for. That would be such a good t-shirt. Let's get sluice? I mean, sometimes my brain has good ideas. Everybody needs a garbage pit in their backyard. I'm saying it. I've been saying it year after year after year, and finally somebody is making it a reality. Imagine just having a garbage pit in your backyard that you could throw things into. I think the dude who built this died and they sold the store, and now it's not really what it used to be, so RIP Sluice Box. We only knew you for a moment, but forever in our hearts. Welcome to the Prairie Chicken House. See anything you like? This house was built out in the middle of nowhere and it's just absolutely a monstrosity, and that's why I absolutely love it, because it is so awful. It goes past the threshold of just being so bad it's beautiful again. And someday I hope that happens to me. This house is like an old person who never got the chickenpox vaccine. Everywhere, they just put so many shingles, and I feel like that's why it's one of the strangest things. But then you look at the overall design of it, and it kind of looks like a house that's wearing a cape and is trying to sneak away, like slyly, ever so slightly away from something else. Can you just imagine yourself sitting on this little reading nook looking out this window at that beautiful landscape? That would be so good. So good! I feel like this house was made to capture some demon spirit that lived out in the middle of the prairie, and then someone came into it and decided that they wanted to live there. There's even an easy accessible ladder all the way down to hell. This house is weird, but I'm kind of into it. I'd live in a mushroom house. I feel like you guys would too. There's all those memes about people wanting to be a little field mouse sitting in a little tennis ball. This is the way you're gonna do it. You're already a rat, but now you can be a mouse. The inside's pretty gross. It does look like some kind of nervous system with like the blood in the veins. Like when you go to a natural science museum and they show you the entire nervous system of a human being, and then your brain can't comprehend that because you're not supposed to be looking at the inside of yourself. That's what this house gives me. Okay, the outside's a lot better than the inside. The inside looks like a craft project that like a 3-year-old made, but then the outside, oh, crispy, beautiful. Inside looks like it might fall apart at any second. Very popsicle sticks and glue kind of vibes. This hallway, imagine it. All right, middle of the night, you wake up, you gotta pee. Classic. All of a sudden you're walking, hallway doesn't stop, it keeps going on and on and on. You're looking at the end of the hallway, you're like, what is that? It's a little man. Watch out, he's got a riddle. Whatever answer you give him, it does not matter. He will stab you in the neck and leave you there to die. All of a sudden it's you on the floor of the hallway, bleeding out. All you hear is the echoes of his giggles as his feet like pitter patter away, and he's like, love the outside, not the inside. And I feel like you can say that about a lot of people in your lives too. I am not kidding you when I tell you that this last house, I would live in it so fast. I would be a dirty little rat living in this cave. Imagine it now. You walk into this weird cave in the middle of nowhere. You're like, where am I? I don't know what to do in this cave. You're shining your little flashlight looking around. You're scared. You're like, who's there? All of a sudden, you see me, glowing red eyes, alabaster skin from years of no sunlight, just sitting in the corner saying, hi. This one's very weird, but also something that is absolutely just amazing. It used to be a mine, and then like a concert venue, and now they're turning it into a home. Doesn't really look like they're done with it yet, but look at that view. And the sunlight that comes in, to just be sitting there, drinking a little cup of coffee, shouting into the cave. The acoustics in there would be amazing. And then there would be that one day, that fatal day, where something would yell back at me, and I would never be the same again. All of these pictures on all of these websites make it look like these are just horror homes. I don't know who's using this 2 megapixel camera with only the flash. There's gotta be better lighting than this. Look at this. Look at this bathroom vanity. That is terrifying. There's also a former roller rink in this place, and that'd be amazing. Imagine you're home and you just want to go rollerblading, and you have a roller rink in your house to rollerblade. That's peak. That's when you know you've made it. Again, not sure I would love the bats hanging from the ceiling while I'm trying to cook my eggs in the morning, but I feel like I could live with it. Little trade, you give them an egg, and then they don't give you rabies. I feel like this house could have just an amazing home theater. You have a big projector screen and the acoustics echoing, and you're just sitting there in your chair listening to the sounds reverberate against the walls, just listening to Wreck-It Ralph on repeat all day. Well, there you have it, folks. Another video down the drain. I hope you enjoyed that one because there were some strange houses in there. If you liked today's video, make sure you subscribe to this channel because we make beautiful content all the time. I like to think. Do you like to think that? So that's why you should subscribe. Also like this video if you like the video, because when you give it a like, I like that. I like that you give the video a like. Okay, and make sure you leave a comment down below which of these weird houses you thought were the weirdest, which ones you absolutely wouldn't live in. Maybe you'd live in some of these, or if you've seen some other weird homes that I just didn't put in this video, because there's a lot of them. There's a surprising amount of rich people who have way too much money that do weird things with their homes. A lot better things they could do with their money when you think about it. Anyways, I hope you have a fantastic, magical, wonderful, magnificent, super fulfilling day, because you know what? You deserve it. Alright, I will see you next week with another video, and you better come back, because I'm watching. I'm like Santa, like bald Santa. Okay, alright, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye!